everybody, Plushy-Plays here, and welcome back to Earthbound Beginnings. Last time, we went through the Yucca Desert, and we got to ride around in a plane, and then take a big old tank afterwards. And we rode around in the tank through most of the desert, and made it to the Monkey Grotto. We had to fight a giant robot, which destroyed the tank, unfortunately. A small price to pay for, going through the desert. Without running into any enemies. And we made it into Youngtown. This time we're gonna be exploring Youngtown a little bit and getting the heck on out of here. Hello. Halt! Who goes there? Boo-hoo! Hello. Why do they always walk away from me? Please bring back our mom and dad. Please, I beg you. So yeah, if you couldn't have guessed at this point, there's only kids in this town. Which is kind of concerning. Like, where did their parents go? Why is it just kids here? That reminds me. I heard my dad's voice coming from the mountains. But the mountains are beyond the town of LA. It's so far away I can't make that journey. Well, we'll make that journey for you, my dude. Yeah, when I was younger, I loved being home alone because it just made me feel like I had this sense of like finally being trusted and like this sense of maturity in a weird sense, if that makes any sense. Like, it felt like I could be trusted to be home alone. And it felt nice, you know? Mom told me this baby has mystic power. Oh yes, my name is Tom Garrickson. I like to introduce myself. It's my hobby. So, I guess, this baby has powers, so let's try talking through telepathy instead. Yes, even though my body is that of a baby, like you, I possess psychic abilities. I know the power of teleportation. Use this power to return to a place you've been to. So yeah, we've learned teleportation, so now we can go to any place that we've visited. And why are they just now teaching this to us? That is a good question. I have no idea. I don't know why they couldn't have taught this to us in the beginning. This would have made things a lot easier, especially considering when you go from Magicant to different areas outside of Marysville, like I have. Anyways, that baby is like really the only person of note here, but I do like to try to talk to some of the NPCs. Oh, I already talked to you. I forgot. Oops. But before we leave, though, I do want to stop at the shop because they have something of importance. But yeah, no, if you need to heal, revive a downed party member, you're gonna have to go to another town or back to Magicant because there's no priest. I know you're around here. Where? Here we go. There is a place to heal if you so need to. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. But I already did that off screen. So, we're not gonna do that, but we are. And there's a place to save here if you need to as well. Yeah, this is like the only I don't know if it's like, I think I should have enough, hopefully. But I do want to talk to this guy because we have not enough money. Let's get some more money out. I am gonna grab 500, sure. Because I want to get this weapon for Lloyd, because this is Lloyd's ultimate weapon. Hooray! Do you want anything else? No. Come on, dude. Get down from there! Okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and give that to Lloyd. And he's going to equip that. Yay! Alright, so I guess while we're just kind of walking through here, I did actually, while I said I do like being home alone when I was a kid, I did have an incident where I almost burned the house down. Oopsie. So I was not a very, I did not pay attention to a lot of things when I was a kid. So I was left home alone with some potatoes boiling, and I wasn't really paying attention to them, because, you know, I just wanted to be in my room and play video games. So, yeah, no. I have learned my lesson since then, so I didn't realize that the potatoes boiled almost all of the water out, and that could have caused a fire. Anyways, we're in a new area, the swamp. Suspicious guys, I will stop you. Ah! He does absolutely nothing, just, he just kinda just, is there to just talk to. Anyways, welcome to another maze area, the swamp. I am not a big fan of this area because, oh no, yeah, no, because of these, one of these enemies here. Goodbye. We're out of here, goodbye. Because yes, that enemy is here. And I need my little, where did it go? I need to find my list. Alright, so we want to take this, we want to go up. But, you know, speaking of powers, psychic powers and whatnot, I've always like wondered, like, if we could have psychic powers, what powers would you want and why? I think I would want the power of teleportation because I can go wherever I want, whenever I want, and I think that would just be super cool. Sure. I think from this point forward, we're gonna end up being, we're gonna end up using a lot more PSI attacks during Anna's turns, since her physical attack isn't exactly strong. So I am gonna be using more of attacks like PK Beam, PK Freeze, stuff like that on her turns. So just a little heads up. And I know you're probably thinking, like, why would you do that? Well, I mean, she can take, what's the word thing? She can take, you know, we're just gonna fight the rest of this the normal way. I mean, we do have PSI stones, and she can steal, PP from enemies with one of her moves, so it's not really too big of a deal. To me, anyway. And honestly, like I said, her physical attack is not as strong as, like, Ninten's. So that's really, like, the best thing for her going forward. Oh. Okay. Continuing onward. Maybe. If I don't get... Oh, hey! Interrupted by a new enemy! We've got a red snake! Oops. If I can find them in my notes here. Like I said, I have like multiple notes in here because I try to keep things separate. Like I have the bosses, not bosses, the enemies on one, my little walkthrough on a separate, and then my little research notes on the others. So I try to like... So yeah, this snake will try to run away. Offense 50, defense 160. Good experience if it doesn't run. Yeah, if it doesn't run. The red snake has 150 HP, drops 500 EXP, $330, and has a chance of dropping a magic coin. So we're just gonna try to fight this thing again, if it doesn't run, but knowing me, it's gonna try to run away. And of course it ran away. Alright. Oh hey, we didn't run into these guys in the zoo. So we're gonna find these, wait, hold on, let me make sure I got my facts straight. Nope, I am misremembering. These are actually crocodiles, not alligators. Which, there is a difference. I have trouble, like, noticing the difference, but... yeah, there is a difference. Crocodiles! They have 120 HP. They drop 172 EXP and $88. So... I am just gonna fight them normally. They don't really have anything special, they're just, oh hey, that helps. Oh, of course. Alright. There we go. Okay, so let's heal up a little bit. I am so glad I picked up this big bag. So that I don't always have to keep using my PSI abilities. And yes, I am aware that the big bag eventually will run out, but until then, I'm just gonna keep using it. Oh, oops. That's not exactly what I wanted to do there, but sure, that works. Okay. Alright, and then basically throughout this area is just, you'll walk up, and then you'll walk up to the right. And then, of course, there are a few turns here and there. Okay, continuing onward again. I want to cross this little bridge here. And then we're gonna want to go down. Yeah, if you couldn't already tell, I'm not a big fan of this place. It's just, because of some of the enemies you'll find and... Hello! Hi, a familiar face! Hi, Pippi! It's me, Pippi! We meet it once more, Ninten. Don't say anything, but I didn't tell my mom I came here. Oh, that's not good. Your mom was probably worried about you. So, hi, yeah, I would not be able to do that. I am Lloyd's father. I think Ninten's dad asked, but you told him your name. Okay, that's fine. Please look after Lloyd. He's a real weakling. Excuse you, sir. He is right here. And also, you can't really say much either because you're hiding in a trash can too, so you can't really say much, my friend. Okay. So, hello. So yeah, as I was just saying, I would not be able to, oh, hello. We have another new enemy that I don't like. Kelly has 120 HP, drops 102 EXP, and $88. However, I don't want to fight this thing. So let's get out of here. Only because of the, oh, yeah, that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why did you have to do that on Nintendo? Oops. I want to run. I want to run. Hello? No, I want to run away. Thank you. I did not want to deal with those enemies, so best course of action is just to run away. But anyway, as I was trying to say, oh no! This is the main reason I don't like the swamp area, is because of the bison. They hit hard and they are very bulky. So I don't want to fight these guys either. Whoops. I meant to hit 4th D slip. No, we're getting out of here. We are getting the heck on out of here. I don't care, you can call me a coward, you can call me whatever you want, but I am not fighting those things. But anyways, these guys are actually not as difficult. The Mooks, they have 85 HP, drop 166 EXP, and drop $42. So these guys, they use a lot of PSI attacks, so your best course of action is to block that ASAP. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, of course. Like I said, they do a lot of PSI stuff, so that's your best course of action is to try to block that as quickly as possible. Thank you. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it with the other one. Oops. And block the other one. No. Yes, thank you. Uh-oh. Okay, good. See if we can take these guys out. That would be great. Sorry, I just am all over the place with my words here. It's not intentional, I promise. I just have a lot to say, I feel like. And then I get easily distracted by new enemies, so I keep pressing goods when I want to use my PSI attacks, or my PSI abilities. Anyways, as I was trying to say, I would not be able to, like, leave the house on my own like that. At least not without telling my parents. But to be fair, when I was a kid, we kind of lived out in, not really like the middle of nowhere, but the closest store was like 10 to 15 minutes away, which was not ideal. So, yes, let's just follow this area. So yeah, I wouldn't really go anywhere. I think the closest thing to like being able to go anywhere on my own was the woods. And I didn't like going into the woods. I was not really much of a nature person. And I still am not, like, at all. So I try to avoid it whenever I can. I mean, not as much as I used to when I was a kid, but I'll still, like, go outside every now and again, because you gotta go outside and touch some grass. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of these, later game areas, because the swamp is mazy and just has too many enemies that can hit hard and are bulky, and I'm not a big fan. So, let's see. And plus I'm just a little more familiar with the beginning game stuff, only because it's a normal occurrence for me, honestly. Only because of the fact that, like, what is the word I'm thinking of? I tend to get distracted whenever I play games, honestly, because, I start playing a game, and then I'm just like, I don't know if it's like halfway through, I'm just like, I don't know what it is about it. If I'm just like bored of it, or I'm just like ready to move on to another game. I don't know what it is about it, but I will just, uh-oh. This is not good. I'm just gonna fight it. Take it out, hopefully. Uh-oh, that's not good. That is not good. We want to take this thing out, like, right now, because at this point, it can now do a smash attack. Okay, good. Okay, this is good. We took it out, and Lloyd gets a level. Perfect. And plus we're almost out of here, so that's good. I think at this point, I'm gonna end up running from these. So I'm gonna heal up real fast. Okay, that's... No, I think I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah, because I'm not used to Ninten's HP going that low. But yeah, no, I don't know what it is, like, about me just... I start a game, and then I just am just like... I don't know. And it's not just with Let's Plays either. It just happens with a lot of games I play in general, honestly. So I just kind of have a lot of games that I'm playing at once. And then I end up coming back to the game I was playing originally, and then I'm just like, wait a minute, where did I leave off? And then I end up starting over, so I end up becoming more familiar with, like, the early game stuff than the later game stuff. And it's kind of annoying. Alright, yeah, like I said, at this point I'm gonna end up just running away from everything. I'm gonna go ahead and use the PSI stone. So that... Oh yeah, I forgot that happens every once in a while. It is reusable to an extent, and then eventually it just becomes an ordinary stone. Oops, this is not where we wanted to go. I could fight these guys. Okay. So that's not where we want to go. Like I said, this place is just too much of a maze for me. And I'm not a big fan of it. I wrote down, like, the directions to where to go. And remember how we just got teleportation? Well, teleportation, I didn't mention, requires you to run in a line without running into anything. Well, if you want to get to places quickly without running into any enemies, this is a good way to do that. Yeah, you just run into something before the animation can play out, and you can just and it only costs 3 PP, so I'm just gonna do that a couple of times, try to get a little bit further up here. It's fine. Just because I just really want to get out of here. I'm not gonna do it the whole way, but I am gonna do it a couple of times. Alright. Okay, I think that might be enough of that. Oh, hey! When do we start running into you? Hello? That's interesting. I definitely want to run from you. Goodbye. And then I do want to use another PSI stone. I am so glad we picked these up when we did. And then I'm gonna do it one more time. Alright, that should be good. That should get us to town, which, funny enough, I didn't mention this. This is actually gonna be the last town of the game. So, hooray! We're almost through the game! Kinda, sorta. So yeah, we still have a little bit to go because we still need to get through. Oh, hello. Did I run into you before? I don't know. But let's just spray it with the. Why are you uttering dirty words? And how are you doing that? Let's use that super spray. Like I said, I'm so glad I picked that up. And with that, hello, LA to the west. We're almost to the next town, the final town. No, these are another reason I don't like this area. Goodbye, we're leaving. We're de-slipping out of here. I don't know what that means, but we're getting out of here. Yeah, no, we're getting out of here. Because it'd be a little easier if we had Anna in the party, but no, she has been taken out. And we're finally here. We're in the final area of the game, LA. Woohoo! And I think that's actually gonna wrap things up for this part. We have made it through. We explored Youngtown a little bit. And we got Lloyd's ultimate weapon! Hooray! And whoa, that sounds like thunder. We made it through the swamp! Unfortunately, Anna did not make it through the swamp. So I'm gonna be reviving her off screen. Next time, we're gonna be exploring the city of LA and just seeing what all it has for us. And with that, I shall see you all in the next part. Goodbye for now.